Rain streaked down the towering glass windows of Creswell Tech headquarters in downtown Seattle. Inside the boardroom, tension hung thick in the air, like the storm clouds outside. A dozen well-dressed executives sat silently, while 30 top engineers stood at the front, defeated, exhausted. The problem was simple to explain, but impossible to solve. For 6 months, Creswell had tried to crack a new algorithm for an AI-driven delivery logistics system, one that could revolutionize global shipping routes and reduce costs across the world. But every model failed. Investors were growing nervous. Deadlines passed, and the CEO, Richard Creswell himself, was growing desperate. Meanwhile, just 3 floors below, 21-year-old Maya Lewis pulled a soggy hoodie tighter over her head as she stood in the lobby, holding a steaming bag of takeout. It was her 3rd delivery of the afternoon, just another side hustle before her night classes. Maya wasn't a computer engineer. She wasn't even officially enrolled in college yet. But what she lacked in credentials, she made up for in something no resume could show: unshakable curiosity. While waiting for someone to collect the order, Maya caught a glimpse of a projection screen through a hallway. She saw flashes of diagrams, failed code, and real-time traffic simulations. She'd always loved puzzles. As a child, she spent hours solving logic problems, just for fun. Something about that simulation caught her eye. 20 minutes passed. No one came to pick up the food. Eventually, she stepped into the receptionist's office and asked if she could just leave it there. Right then, the elevator dinged. A tired, hungry-looking junior developer stepped out. Maya handed him the bag and casually asked, "Is that simulation about variable node predictions?" The developer blinked. "Yeah, why?" "You're prioritizing intersections with high traffic volume," she said, "but you're not factoring in real-time weather or construction data. That's why the delivery matrix keeps collapsing." He stared at her, stunned. Maya immediately regretted saying anything. "Sorry," she mumbled. "I just saw the projection while waiting. That's all." The man didn't respond. He simply took the food and returned to the elevator. Upstairs, the boardroom was in crisis. The CEO had just announced the suspension of the project, until the same junior developer burst into the room. "There's this girl downstairs," he said breathlessly. She just looked at the model and pointed out a critical flaw we all missed. The room went quiet, then filled with chuckles, until another engineer pulled up the code and checked. The flaw was real. Laughter turned to gasps. Within an hour, Maya was invited upstairs, soaked, nervous, clutching her phone in one hand and a messy notebook in the other. She walked into the lion's den. 30 engineers turned to look at the girl in sneakers and a rain-soaked jacket. "Miss?" the CEO asked, eyebrow raised. "Maya," she said softly. "I'm just a delivery girl. You said we're missing a dynamic input filter in our algorithm." "Yes, sir. If you apply a layered learning system based on environmental heuristics, you can cut your error rate by 43%. I can show you." The engineers leaned forward. Maya opened her notebook. Pages filled with rough sketches, arrows, and scribbled math. She stuttered at first, but as she spoke, confidence began to grow. For the first time in 6 months, the simulation didn't crash. The room was dead silent as Maya finished sketching her model on the whiteboard. No one laughed. No one interrupted. "You're saying, if we reroute the decision tree through real-time layered learning, the system can self-optimize on the fly?" Maya nodded. Her hands trembled slightly. "Yes, and not just with traffic. Weather patterns, street closures, even live event data. It's like giving your algorithm eyes. Instead of a blindfold, someone ran the model in the background. It didn't crash. In fact, for the first time ever, it improved with every new input. The CEO stepped forward. Maya, where did you study? I haven't yet. I'm saving up to apply. And you came up with this. While delivering lunch, she smiled shyly. It's just how my brain works. News of the breakthrough spread within hours. Investors called back. Tech blogs exploded. Delivery Girl saves Creswell AI. Went viral. But Maya didn't care about fame. She only wanted a chance. That evening, as the sun finally broke through the storm clouds, Creswell stood in the boardroom once again. We owe our future, he said, to someone who wasn't even on our payroll. He gestured toward Maya. She didn't walk in with a resume. She walked in with insight. Maya Lewis will now lead our new innovation team, with full scholarship support to any school she chooses. Maya was speechless. The engineers around her clapped, not out of obligation, but from deep, genuine respect. In the weeks that followed, Maya helped transform the AI model into a world-changing logistics engine. Creswell's company not only rebounded, it soared. But the most beautiful part wasn't the headlines or the millions saved. It was what Maya did with her first bonus. She funded a community learning center in her own neighborhood, open to anyone, of any age, with curiosity but no access. A place where kids like her could dream, explore, and belong. Because in a world where titles often overshadow talent, Maya proved that sometimes brilliance comes not from boardrooms, but from the quiet minds watching from the edges. And all it takes is one moment of courage and a door that someone dares to walk through.